Connecting on. How about now? Bueller. How's this? Looks like it should be working now. We're gonna go here. We're here, not yet. Vibes, Huawei, George, Lori, Emma, which I believe some congratulations are in order for Emma because she won a pretty sweet gimbal earlier. So there were a couple things that I really had my eye on for the Fish Fam Christmas deal, and the gimbal that Emma ended up winning, donated by Eat Boy, and given away on Eduardo's stream, was kind of the one thing that was on top of my list. So Emma, I am envious. Congratulations, though. Something to be excited about. Vibes, Lori. Hope you guys are doing well. Lady R, finally got the sound fixed. I'm going to dig around here for a few minutes, and then we're going to head up to the other computer where we can actually do something a little more productive. But I got to get a few things done first. So right now, I started some maintenance yesterday, but I didn't finish it. So we got some work to finish quick. And part of that was doing some water changes. And I was able to drain the tank, but I didn't have enough water on hand to fill it. So I got to fill this up quick. And then we'll go do the fun stuff. The water changes are fun, don't get me wrong. But you guys want to know who won? Or how you won? Or what you won? So we'll get to it momentarily. Sketty Nona stopping by. Hey, Sketty. How you doing? Grasshopper. Is everybody staying warm? I know up here in Iowa, it's just like a -50 right now. It is a balmy -50 degrees. I guess technically it's only -16 degrees outside. But with the wind chill, it is freezing ass out. So hope you guys are staying warm. Had a few errands to run, so I was running around a little bit. And now I'm staying inside where we'll hopefully stay warm. We'll see how that goes. Hoping for the best. But so ran some errands, was supposed to fly airplanes today, didn't fly airplanes because the weather sucked. And supposed to fly airplanes tomorrow, and that's not going to happen either because, once again, the weather still sucks. So maybe late tomorrow, but most likely Saturday, I'll venture out across the interstate, and we'll go see some family for Christmas. If not, we'll visit the in-laws on Christmas instead, and I'll get out to the other side of the state eventually. Not a big deal either way. I'm gonna eat some brine shrimp here in a little bit. So kill the airflow to this. Move the light down low. Get them all to settle down to the bottom. And voila, we'll get some brine shrimp in a little bit. So that's pretty exciting. Darlene, hope you're doing well tonight, lady. Appreciate you. Casual Aquatics is here. What's up, man? Thanks for stopping by, Sean. I'll probably stream for, I don't know. We'll start at an hour and we'll go from there. We're 5 minutes into it, so we have a lot of time. Oh man, I'm trying not to overflow tanks here, which I almost did. I have one tank to fill up, and I'm trying to overflow it already. So let's not do that. So let some of this flow back out, and then in a few minutes here, we'll head upstairs and we'll pick some winners for this 12 Days of Christmas deal, which hopefully, while there are prizes, and prizes are obviously fun, hopefully you guys all found a prize in playing simply by gaining some knowledge and finding something new. That was cool. But people like free stuff, right? So we'll give away some free stuff. Free for you, of course, if you played. So I've tallied up some points for the 12 Days of Christmas. Which if you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to still. So even though it's late, it's still worth checking out. And then maybe we'll do a giveaway even for those people that are here that didn't play. I've got some extra food later on. So these are Ken's premium slow sinking growth pellets. Pretty high in protein, a little more fat. So put on some mass real quick. So kind of like a little mass gainer. So even if you did not play 12 Days of Christmas, which we're going to talk about largely in this stream, you still have a chance to win. Guess what? I have lots of food. This is more of the Ken's premium sinking growth pellets. So I've got a couple pounds of it. We'll see. Maybe one of you guys will win just for hanging out tonight because I appreciate you. And it's Christmas. So let's be jolly. Anyway. So that tank's full up. I'm going to check on a couple things quick. I should, while we're down here, finish filling up fish tanks. Got a couple things to do. Looks like I left my bunch for about last night. That should be okay. I wonder if discus. I'm sure they would, George. It's a pretty generic formula, really. It's nothing super specific to anything. I'm sure they would eat it, and you can find out after the stream potentially, because I may be shipping some stuff your direction. If you win, play to win. I don't want to play just to be here. So you're moving the right direction because you are here. So you've got a shot. I didn't know there were so many streams going on tonight. There's a bunch of people streaming tonight. That's okay. I've got 13 of you. We're hanging out. Huawei's hanging out. June's here. What's up, June? Sounds good, Sean. Thanks for stopping by. Take care. What's up, June? How you doing? Which, if you watched my Sunday live stream, we gave away a 2-foot plushy L046 Zebra Pleco, and that was donated by June over on the Oscars. So thanks again, June. I appreciate it. I appreciate you playing 12 Days of Christmas. Always a pleasure. So June is super involved. She likes to visit a bunch of different streams, get involved in everything. And my 12 Days of Christmas event was one of them. And hopefully she had fun doing it. I think she had a good time. She provided some quality answers. And I'll be honest, there were about 12 people that played. And of those 12 people, I think 4, maybe 5 off-play stats submitted, not only submitted all the answers, but submitted correct answers. So we're gonna play around and see what we can come up with for prizes here in a minute. Like I said, if you watch my other streams, if you watch my other videos, pretty cool prizes, right? So there's a lot of cool options. Aquaballs has 5 new discus coming in. What kind of discus did you get, George? This well, I don't know if discus are anything that I would personally keep myself. They're interesting fish. They're kind of like hanging dinner plates on the wall, if you ask me. So we'll see. But speaking of discus, if you win one of the 12 Days of Christmas prizes, this will be an option. This is a Swiss Priscilla MK from Swiss Aquatics. This is one of her prints. It's got an L046, sorry, a couple discus, and a couple Ultims. So pretty cool little print, and it could be yours. So like I said before, we're going to draw for winners. You can pick from this one. You can pick from this one. That's, I think it's a L183. Correct me if I'm wrong, somebody. But I'm pretty sure that's the L183 Starlight Blacko. So again, what we'll do is I'll count it upstairs in just a minute. But the people, everybody that submitted all the right answers, which like I said is 4 or 5, what we're going to do is we're going to spin a wheel, and we will. So first, if everybody got it right, we'll spin the wheel. Everybody that submitted all the answers for all 12 days, which is a total of 68, and got them all right, will win for sure. And then we'll do a couple extra spins for those that participated on the side of that. And then at some point in this stream, we'll do a giveaway just for, the 15, 20 of you guys, however many we end up in here, that are hanging out tonight. So all kinds of fun stuff going on. And there's a potential for everybody that's here to win. I know as far as people that played, Sketty Nona's here, Lori Monster Fish Gal is here, June Only Oscars is here, Lady R was in the chat earlier. She might still be around. Oh, there she is. She's hanging out with us, being quiet. I know there's a bunch of streams going on tonight, so I get it if you're just kind of listening in one ear and paying attention to the stream in the other. It's totally fine. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So I appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hanging out, and I hope that you're hanging out not by any sort of feeling of obligation, but because you actually enjoy being around here. So I'm going to pin this. If anybody's interested, I'm going to try to pin this. Welcome to come hang out in the chat. Should be pinned at the top. I got to fix this. This is in top chat for some reason. I'm going to switch this over to live chat so I can see better. Undivided attention. Lady R, cut it out. David Hahn, what's up, man? Lady R, I do not need your undivided attention. So I just making sure that you are still here. Merry Christmas, June. And everybody in the chat, I know Geek Boy stopped by earlier. Everybody that's contributed to the Fish Fam Christmas in one form or another, whether it's the behind the scenes work, whether it's going out and sourcing donations, whether it's being one of the donators, whether it's one of the streamers. Thank you so a bunch. Seems like everybody's having fun. And I know I saw Emma in here earlier. So Emma is new to the Fish Fam. And I believe David is new to the Fish Fam. They recently found us, and hopefully we have lured them in and convinced them to hang out with us. And because we're constantly trying to grow and improve. If you're not trying to grow and improve as a club, as a group, as a person, then you're stagnant, and it's not conducive to progress. We always want to continuously fight for progress, right? So definitely a pleasure. Sarah said she's fighting copper in her water. How are you fighting copper? What problems are you having that you're fighting copper? That's interesting. Keeper Gaines here. What's up, Keeper Gain? Thanks for stopping by tonight. I know there's a lot going on. So I appreciate you taking the time to stop by the old All Things Fish channel and hang out with us. So I'm gonna feed some fish quick, and we're gonna head upstairs shortly and get after it. So in order to feed the fish, we need some fish food. And this is not a paid promotion. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I do this all out of my pocket and for free, and because I sometimes have a life outside of fish or my work. So just kidding. My family's wonderful. So what we're going to feed tonight is this is some flake. Looks like Ken's Premium Multi-Worm Flake. And it has a mix of earthworms, bloodworms, silkworms, tubifex, blackworms, some plankton, some krill, all kinds of stuff. So this is kind of my go-to for most of my fish in the fish room. It works great for all of them. And for frying smaller fish, I just grind it up. Obviously, it's just a little flake. So I'm gonna throw this in some of all the tanks, and this will be a little teaser. And then in a little bit here, when I come back down after letting those brine shrimp and that hatchery up there settle, we'll feed some brine shrimp. So that'll be the main course. I'm a big proponent. I don't feed high dollar foods. I'm more of a proponent in feeding a variety, and the more live food, the better. So I think instead of feeding one single high dollar food, if you can offer a variety to your fish, it'll generally yield better results, better nutrition. There's no one food has everything you need, right? It's like if people ate steak every day or protein shake every day, it doesn't have everything that you need, right? So just the same with our fish. We don't want to feed the same thing over and over again. And yes, I know there's people out there that do, and sure, you could argue whether it's beneficial or successful. But if you look at the majority of big names, as far as people raising fish, they feed a variety. So I think that is the best practice. Yeah, that's what I recommend. And I definitely, maybe I've been hanging out with Killie Keepers too much, but I definitely recommend feeding as many live foods as you can. And if you watch the 12 days, Paul Pier at Fish Guy's Place is my go-to for live food sourcing and information, because he has some excellent stuff on culturing a variety of foods. So I personally culture microworms, white worms, vinegar eels, Walter worms. So super, super awesome. Griff's here. What's up, Griff? Haven't seen you stop by in a while, so thanks for hanging out, man. I know I poke my head in on Sunday nights occasionally. If you guys aren't familiar with Griff, Griff is pretty OG. He's been around here for a little while. So food diversity for sure. So as I mentioned, one of the winners will have the option to select. If you look, Paul Pier occasionally offers basically starter culture packs where you can get 4. Well, he has options. You can take 2, 3, or 4 culture starters, and that'll get you going in the right direction. So if you win, you might get some for free. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll play out in your favor. I don't know. So a lot of people mention this, like I asked Sarah earlier about that. She said she had problems with copper in her water. So I mean, most houses have copper pipes, and I've never run into a single problem where copper was leaching from the pipes. So I think that's a common misconception. I'm not saying it doesn't happen or can't happen, but I don't think it's to the extent that many people expect. I know a lot of times people freak out about copper, especially in like shrimp tanks or steel tanks. It takes a lot of copper. So shrimp themselves, so as humans, we have hemoglobin in our blood, which is an iron-based oxygen carrier. So you have an iron compound that grabs onto some oxygen, and that delivers oxygen throughout the body. So in shrimp, they use a similar compound, but it's cyanoglobin, which is copper-based, believe it or not. So shrimp actually need copper to survive. They just don't need high amounts, and they can't tolerate high amounts. And when I mean a high amount of copper, I'm talking like dosing like Copper X or cupramine or something like a strong copper medicine. So I'd have a hard time believing that most tap water, unless you're on like a well or you just have really, really awful city water, is causing copper problems. Like I said, I'm not saying it's all. I'm not saying it's impossible. I don't think it's in a sufficient amount in 95% of situations to be super detrimental to your fish. It is. So, I mean, there's a trend there. That's all I'm saying. George's going trout fishing tonight. Right now, are you talking speckled trout, like sea trout, or are you talking like rainbow trout, George? Just me and biologies. First Class Fish asked, what site is that for live cultures? So if you go to Fish Guy's place, I think. We'll go here, we'll go live foods, and I'll drop you a link. And that'll send you the right direction, First Class. So here you go, rainbow trout, there you go. Boom. So First Class Fish, if you go to this website here that I posted in the chat, that is for Paul Peer, who is he's a killie nut at heart. He's also really, really big into live foods. There's actually, if you're on Facebook, there's a live food culturing group, and they get into some serious live food stuff on there. So I do it easy enough. Zen Ginger's here. What's up, Zen? Rob's Aqua, don't feed the shrimp pennies. You're on the right track. You're on the right track. Live foods are easy. So everybody wants to feed like really awesome, too coolie for schoolie. Hey, what's up? Everybody wants to feed like the best foods they can. So they go out and like a lot of people feed like the extreme because it's considered like it's a highly touted food, but it's expensive, right? But live food cultures, you can, I think through Paul Peer, like included shipping, like $6, you've got a starter culture, and that culture will produce, thousands of feedings before you have to start another culture. And then to start another culture, it's literally like a fraction of $1. So live food cultures just keep working. Most of them are pretty low maintenance, easy to take care of. So I mean, I can't recommend cultured live foods enough. I mean, if you look at, I don't know, my brine shrimp's about ready to feed up there. If you look at brine shrimp, so this is a 1 pound can of brine shrimp eggs, and yes, I use brine shrimp direct. It's 1 pound can. This can is literally years old, and it's still good. And I've fed I actually got this from a friend, and he got it from a friend, and we've all just been feeding out of it. This is probably 5 years old and still hatches out just fine. And I wouldn't call that food culture. It's definitely hatching and feeding live food. It's so much cheaper than prepared food, and I do believe like your live foods, just the movements are going to trigger natural feeding instincts, and you'll see more natural and interesting feeding behavior, combined with the benefits of the added nutrition. You get all kinds of different proteins and enzymes that are definitely beneficial for your fish. So I always recommend it. Daphnia, there you go. Daphnia is an easy one. Xanis, Fish FOMO. All the fish are too cute to feed off of, and the snails are going to be cute. If you're feeding Oscars, have you considered just like an earthworm, like culturing earthworms? Just set up a box and grow earthworms in there. I know you're over the West Coast, you probably have decent weather. You should be able to grow them year round. You could do earthworms. Depending on how big the Oscars are, you could do something like crickets. You could do roaches. You could do flightless flies like Drosophila melanogaster or Drosophila heidii are probably a little bit small for Oscars, but I mean, if you're just feeding juvies or fry, that's an excellent option too. This guy Nick said he's doing blackworm cultures and maybe has to try at the end of the year. I've heard blackworm cultures are tough. That's one I've never tried. Blackworms, if you're trying to breed corridors, and I mean blackworms are money. They are magic. Darlene said she does Walter and microworms. Excellent choices. Although I found that microworms, if you're worried about the smell of a food culture, microworms can be the worst. So maybe keep them just a little further away from sensitive noses. Baby Brian are easy, Lady Art. Baby Brian are way easy. Stupid easy. Daphne is easy. There you go. Oh, June's turning into a softie. Goldfish. See, goldfish are one of those things that like feeders, I don't know, they're just disease ready a lot of the times. I feel like is it like a natural food source, sort of? But I don't know, there's just a lot of risk for disease there. If you're feeding, I mean, insects are actually like insects and worms are supernatural food, and I think generally speaking, they have a higher nutrient content. Uh, so there you go, catch bugs. Bugs are awesome. Crickets, roaches. Talk to if you're interested in roaches as a food source. Talk to Gina because she knows a lot about roaches. Brennan probably too. He's kind of down that line. Da, da, da. White worms don't smell. White worms don't smell, but you have to. I mean, I keep them down low in a room, so a little bit cooler. If white worms get too warm, you might try to run into problems. Vinegar eels, right here, easiest live food culture on the face of the planet. Vinegar eels, you literally don't have to do anything, and it produces so much food. Great fry food. So if you're afraid of the work associated with some food cultures, vinegar eels are probably the right way for you to go because they're stupid easy. And if you look at Paul Pierce's website over at Fish Guy, see there it's a nematode, just like the microworms, ultraworms, and they're probably the easiest culture on the face of the planet. They are quite small. So there's some tricks to feeding them. So Paul Pierce uses a coffee filter to filter his. I personally, this is not one of my cultures. This is a mint chocolate milk stout. But when I do my vinegar ale cultures, what I do is I put them in a bottle, similar to this, put the apple in the bottom, 50-50 cider vinegar and water, and then I'll use a cotton swab, it's like a cotton ball, and I'll shove that in the neck there. And then when I want to feed, I will use a pair of forceps or tweezers, stuff that down in there, and then I'll pull it back up to the neck. So the water levels up to the neck, I'll pull it back up to the neck, and then I'll just wring that cotton swab out in a little cup of water, and boom, there it is. So bada bing, bada boom. What's up, Ian? Thanks for stopping by. Trying to keep up the chat. You guys are chatty tonight. You guys are super chatty. BBS are super easy. You bet. Roaches. I have no interest in roaches myself. I mean, it's a good food source, though. It's a good food source. Dark frogs. Awesome. That's awesome. So George has dart frogs. So he's probably culturing some. He's probably running some food cultures like Drosophila melanogaster, Drosophila hydei too. So oatmeal. That's, I think, if you read Paul's website, he suggests just old school oats. So yeah, I've heard it's tough. Yep. So they don't ship well. So most people ship them in big batches, and I think they're a little bit tougher to culture. Phobic of cockroaches. Keep Kane, what kind of snakes do you have? Because George is in the house, aquaballs, and he keeps some snakes too. Roaches are cute. To each their own, Cooley. To each their own. I'm not a big roach guy. I'm not afraid of them. Just not a big roach guy. Can't feed anything live, but maybe I seem to feel bad when I think about it. That's what it's there for. So small it is. If you feed something like microworms or vinegar eels, you can't even see them, so you don't have to worry about it. Right? They're super tiny, microscopic. Which if you actually, so hold on, I'm gonna see blackworms eat wort. Yeah, for sure. And I don't think that's work I want to do. I don't breed a ton of cories. I've bred some cories. I don't breed a ton. So I don't think that's work that I personally want to get involved in myself. You make friends with your local fish shop. You trade some juvies or some fry for a little bit of store credit, and use that for food. Like my frozen food, I usually get on store credit. Or if they have live blackworms that ship in, like, hey man, I'll bring you some guppies or discus and just hook me up with some blackworms whenever you can. Let me see if I can find this group. I can't remember the name of it. I know Paul Pierce posted it a ton because, like I said, it's all about live food cultures. Live food cultures for aquariums. But some of these people in here post some. They've got a microscope, post some super cool stuff. So cricket flour. So Ken's Fish, actually, and I think your fish stuff too. Ken's Fish offers. It's they offer like an insect flake and a couple of things. Brandon, what's up, man? How's it going? Keep cane, ball pythons, Burmese. Awesome. George keeps a few different flavors of ball pythons, and he actually breeds them too. So, tree frogs. Awesome. Merry Christmas, Craig. Thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Bloodworms and blackworms are most definitely not the same. So, blackworms are blackworms. Bloodworms are more or less mosquito larvae. So, vinegar eels and oatmeal. That's a new one on me. Huh. I've never heard of that. So, that's new to me. But I mean, if it works, press. Go for it, man. I am. So we're 30 minutes into this. People want to get to stuff. Give me just a second. I'm going to see if there's any noise going on upstairs, and we may move upstairs. See if the wife's done cleaning. I don't think so. So we may go bug her in a minute here. But we got stuff to do. So what we can do though is we can talk about some questions and answers because that's easy enough. So I'm gonna pull up my email here. Actually, I want to show you guys this stuff. Let me see if I can get it open. See how this is going to work. So I'm going to do this. Oh, we'll do this. Vibes is here. What's up, Vibes? How you doing, man?
Not much. What's up with you?
I didn't mean to leave you hanging back there.
You're good. You're good.
All right. I'm going to switch over here. So this live food culture group shows some pretty cool stuff. I'm going to make this full screen so you guys can see a little better. I'm on my laptop, so it might take a minute. We'll see. This, click this button. Will the dogs be upstairs? The dogs will be upstairs. So this is, if you've ever been curious, this is Artemia salina. So this is a little baby vine shrimp under a microscope. So this group has all kinds of cool pictures. I mean, if you're interested in live foods and nematodes and weird stuff, there's a lot of tips on here. Green water, all kinds of stuff. Pretty good group to be in. So my computer's laptop is slow as crap, so it's gonna be tough to see. I'm looking for a particular picture in here of somebody posted some Daphne under a scope. I'll be able to find it quickly. But Fido, if you ever feed saltwater, if you ever try to spawn and raise saltwater fish like clownfish or cardinals, you probably get into rotifers. Rotifers need phytoplankton. I don't know if I'm going to find it when they give up on us. I'll find it upstairs. Things will move a little faster. Anyway, I'll get rid of that. Come on, meow. All right. Vibes, what's up, man? What do you know?
Just trying to stay warm. It's cold around here.
You're telling me it's cold. Holy smokes. It is the current temperature here is not including the wind. The wind is what sucks right now. It's -9, and we have a 30-mile-an-hour wind right now. So if for those of you that run on the Celsius scale, that's approximately -25.
Wow.
So it's pretty freaking cold. Allegedly, it says that it feels like, right now it says it's, there's a 47-kilometer-an-hour wind. Feels like -50. So it's freaking cold. I get the cold thing.
Wow.
It's painful.
That is cold. Here's 19.
19 degrees above?
Yeah.
Above's not bad.
Yeah, but today we had 57 degrees today.
Yeah, I would kill for that right now.
Yeah.
Craig said he'd put a shirt on. Yeah, I hear you, Craig.
I got 2 heaters in the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, Keeper King. We'll see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Run through some chat messages here. First class keeps Daphne on 2 buckets. No air stone or anything. I thought I was going to kill them. I haven't had Trump. Also, that's super cool. And like a lot of people do the tub thing. They're like, oh, I put my fish outside in tubs because they spawn a lot. Well, they're getting a lot more natural environment, whether that's water changes, they're getting rainwater, but they're also getting a ton of live food because you get mosquitoes and dragonflies and other critters that fall into there, and they feed on those. So why not try to duplicate that inside even and run food cultures, even like if you run a flightless fly culture like Drosophila melanogaster, Drosophila heidii, super easy to run, produces a lot of food, and it's a natural food source. So same thing with a lot of like your infusoria, your daphnia. That's all stuff that fish eat in the wild. So super awesome stuff to do there. So I don't know. My 2 cents. Obviously, there's some people that breed fish that don't feed live foods, and there's some that don't feed one specific live food. Can you get away with it? Sure. Is it the best recommendation? I don't think so. So take it for what it's worth. 19 degrees. That's not so bad, Ian. Feels like 2. I'd take 2 right now. 2 is a hell of a lot better than negative 50. So the interstate is shut down across South Dakota, going east-west and north-south now. So there's a lot of people. All the hotels are full. People are sleeping in churches and gym buildings. And
wow.
So, yeah. So South Dakota's kind of in a little bit of a tight spot, a little rough. So Craig said he's gonna have a wet Christmas. It is too damn cold for anything to be wet here. So it's cold enough that if you take like a whole pot of like hot water and you throw it up in the air outside, it'll literally just like not a single drop will hit the ground because it'll all sublimate like that.
Right.
So super cool. First class fish, minus 50 Fahrenheit with the wind chill. So it's not actually minus 50. It'll probably get down to minus 20 without the wind tonight. So see, the Midwest is usually a dry cold. So you guys get wet cold up there in the Pacific Northwest. It's kind of like the Northeast, the New England area. They get all that lake effect snow, a wet cold, and like everybody says Arizona's dry heat. Like there's a dry cold and there's a wet cold. I don't. It sucks. It hurts my face when I go outside, which is unfortunate.
Right.
Let's see if I can go to this for right now. You guys will need to stare at 2 pictures of it.
No, earlier I was outside and 2 of my outdoor tubs are frozen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of fish that you'd be surprised. As long as it cools down slowly, they'll survive just fine.
Right.
Canada, 2 coolies in Canada. So you guys know cold.
Yeah.
I've never set foot in Canada. I have been to Fairbanks, Alaska, though, and that is a different level of cold. That's a miserable level of cold. Bet Aquatics is here. What's up? What's up? All right. Let's get to business.
How's my audio and video? We're good?
I think you're doing all right.
All right. Thanks, bro.
Probably better than mine. I'm downstairs on the laptop with my earbuds connected to my phone, doing some janky stuff to make things happen. So
you're good.
I think we'll be just fine. You traveling for Christmas vibes? Or you just sticking nearby?
Yeah. I'm heading out tomorrow.
Okay, where are you headed?
Florida.
Oh, that sounds so bad. I was just there last week. I'd go back to Florida real quick to get away from these temps.
But that's saying it's gonna be cold over there too, where it sounds.
Yeah, it wasn't super warm. So I was near Destin, so up in the Panhandle.
Yeah.
And it wasn't super cold. I mean, we were in like 50s and 60s each day, so I have no complaints there.
Right.
But it definitely wasn't as warm as I was hoping it would be. Emma's down in Florida, so.
How cold, Emma?
Capital C cold. Yeah, no doubt there. Alaska is a unique animal. Help you guys around for a little bit. I'm gonna set this down here right now. Maybe you guys can see fish. Maybe you can't. No. I'm gonna head upstairs and we're gonna talk about contest stuff.
Okay.
So I'm gonna switch some things around real quick. Head upstairs. And we'll see if we can find who our winners are. Let's quiet it down up here a little bit. So, give me 2 seconds. Have a seat. Get things up here running. Let's go over to my headset for a minute.
Hey, St. Dust. Welcome.
All right. Now I'm back. Yes, better.
There's an echo
Much
going
stuff going on
on.
now. Boom. Get rid of that. All right. And then you guys probably don't want to stare at that mess anymore.
You look and sound good.
Oh, I can't hear you. Hold on. I got you muted. How's that? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All right. Sweet. Saints Dust. What's up? Thanks for stopping by. Aqua Garden's here. Liquid Rock is here. Sweet. All right. Let's talk some contest stuff. So what we did. Oops. Shut that down. All right. So what I did, for those of you that weren't familiar, was I kind of did a little challenge. And we played 12 Days of Christmas. And how it went down was I posted an initial video kind of explaining the whole concept. And for 12 days, each day, I sent you guys to something like a website, a YouTube video, something else that you had to read, do some research. And I asked you a few questions. And for every question that you submitted, went towards the overall points. And if we figure out whoever had the most points, they will be the winner. So here's day one in that video that I just linked. So feel free to click that if you want to check it out now. Great. If you want to check it out later, awesome too. So in day one, I simply asked, I linked you to I directed you to a short of me feeding some rainbow fish fry. My Chilathrian and Alani Wapoga rainbows. And so to give you an example, for day one, the question was, what dry food do I recommend feeding baby rainbow fish? And that was the 5 to 50 micron golden pearls. So I get the golden pearls from Ken's Fish. You can get them from a couple different places, but that's where I get mine from. That's what I feed. And the whole purpose of this series was to introduce people to maybe something like a new food that they haven't used before, or introduce them to some saltwater information to kind of inspire them to try something a little bit different. So that's kind of how the game went down. So day one, we talked about feeding rainbow fish fry. And I feed my rainbow fish fry live foods, obviously, but golden pearls was specifically what I was looking for on that one. And then on to day two, I sent you over to Tom at TM Aquatics, and we talked about some food that he makes. I simply asked you. So Tom mixes a couple of different foods together to make a prepared food, and it was something simple. He gave you the recipe in the video, and I just asked you what the recipe for his food was. So simple stuff like that. We talked about par one day. We talked about reef stuff one day. We talked about breeding fish one day. And then not only like learning stuff, but I introduced you to new people like Biggs. If you're not familiar with Chris Biggs, our Canadian friend of the North, the Mad Aquarist. So hopefully out of those 12 days, you learned something, or I sent you something that inspired you to maybe pursue that rabbit hole a little bit further, and ideally get you into, maybe you weren't breeding fish because you thought it was too hard, and maybe that inspired you to breed fish, or maybe you thought keeping corals in a saltwater tank was too tough. But I gave you a resource to find some excellent information on keeping saltwater tanks and corals. So hopefully you guys are interested maybe in doing that from now on. So that was the whole goal of the entire series. So at the end of the series, we ended up with some scores, right? Because I asked you a question for each day. So day one was 1 question, day 2 was 2 questions, all the way up to day 11, which was 11 questions. And then day 12, I gave you guys a break. So day 1 through 11, I sent you guys places to hopefully introduce you to something new. And on day 12, I said, you know what? why don't you guys show me something different? So I asked for suggestions. So a freshwater source and a non-freshwater source, whether that's brackish or just something different. So for day 12, there's potential for 2 points. So overall, you could get 68 points, and we had several people that did so. So congratulations to Sketty Nona, David Hahn, Lady R, Crowntail Half Moon, Beta Aquatics, and the Zen Ginger. You guys maxed out the score, and you got all the questions right. So you guys get 68 points. So what's up, Collaboration and Curiosity? I've been chatting myself, so I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to comments right now. We'll get there. I'll make sure I try to get to everybody. So how we're going to do this is, so for those people that maxed out the points, we'll do a drawing, and we will, oops, I don't want to do that. I'm going to get away tool. What we'll do is the people that answered everything correctly, we'll do drawings, and that'll be for the choice of prizes. So if you're not familiar with the prizes, I did submit a list a while back, and I've included it in the videos. So the prizes will include, if you want something that I can ship now, it'd be something like a print from Priscilla MK. It'd be some fish food from Out of the Basement, a copy of Sunken Gardens. And then as far as if you want to wait until the weather gets a little bit better, we can do a group of Crypto Heroes Nanoludius juvies, something like some half black, white tuxedo guppies, some Chilathrian Alani Wapoga rainbow fish. So we'll go in order, and first person that we draw gets first pick, and so on down the list. And then we'll do a drawing with everybody else to kind of offer up a little bit of reward for everybody that played, even if you didn't get all the questions accurate. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to enter in the names of those people that scored 68 out of 68, which includes Sketty Nona, Lady R, the Zen Ginger, David Hahn, Crowntail Half Moon, and Beta Aquatics. So the 6 of you, this is basically for choice. So the first person that we draw will have first choice, and then we'll work our way down the list. And I do have multiples of some things, so that is definitely an option. Again, you don't have to be present to win. I know not everybody is in the stream right now, so it's not a big deal. This is more or less just a fun way to select the winners. And then, like I said, everybody at the end, we'll throw everybody's name in a hat that played, and we'll do a giveaway for that. And then everybody in the stream, so if you're in the stream just for hanging out and have a good time, we'll give you guys the option, and that way everybody gets a chance to win. So this is the 6 names that are on the board: Lady R, Beta Aquatics, Groundhill Half Moon, David Hahn, Sketty Nona, and Zen Ginger. Congratulations. You guys are all winners. So this is for first choice right here. And I'm going to make a note over here. So Crowntail Half Moon will get the first selection at the prizes. So Crowntail Half Moon successfully answered 68 out of 68 questions correctly. Excellent job. Some of them were a little bit harder than others. Some of them you had to work for. So a couple of them were gimmies, like the one where I told you to go look at the rainbow fish video, and there wasn't a whole lot to it. So it was an easy answer. Some of them I made you work for. And so everybody that played obviously did an awesome job. Some people just got more answers correct than others. So Crowntail Half Moon, you are here. I saw you in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. You will get the first choice. So second choice, and for those of you that played, like I said, you don't have to be present to win. I will go ahead and contact you guys in the order that things play out. So Crowntail already won. So 5 left on the board. So we'll see who gets the second pick. Spinning away. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Looks like David Hahn. So congrats, David. David came in with some late entries, David. I know you're in chat. David came in with some late entries, and I checked my email one night, and I had 12 emails in a row for him. So whether he did them each day and just held on to them, or he just did a power grind one night and threw it all together at once, props to you. That'd be impressive. For the most part, these didn't take very long. I tried to keep it fairly simple. I think the longest video you would have potentially had to watch was the bulk reef supply series. And that was one video, and it was only about 20 minutes long. So most of these probably took you 5 to 15 minutes, and a couple took a little bit longer. So if you did all of them in one night, David, props probably took you a couple hours. But you will have the second choice at prizes here. So there were definitely so some people got real thorough with their answers, right? Oops. I didn't remove him. I'll fix that. Some people got pretty thorough with their answers, which I appreciate. Some people gave, they got right to the point. So power grind. There you go. Hopefully, David, hopefully you thought that was worth it. You went through the efforts to come up with all the answers. So I appreciate that. And I hope that you found something useful out of it. And if not, you still get to win something at the end. So win-win. Only Oscar said, took me longer to get the questions figured out. So I had a couple people say that, and this is something that I'd like to continue to do in the future. It probably won't be a 12 days thing. I'm thinking like maybe once a month we do like a 5 days deal and keep it a little bit shorter. And I think we'll focus on specific topics. And some people said they had a hard time figuring out what the actual questions were. So I think at the end of it, so in each video, I think we'll do 5 days, and you'll have maybe the whole, maybe I'll introduce all 5 days, the first week of the month. And then at the end of the month, we'll do the winners, right? So that you have some time to take care of it. But I think what I'll do is in the description of the video, I'll actually write out the comments to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So academic, I appreciate it. So that's awesome. All right. So choice number 3. So like I said, we didn't really have any losers. Everybody wins here. I hope so. Choice number 3 for the 6 people that won the whole shebang goes to Sketty Nona. Congratulations. So up until this point, I hadn't talked to Sketty Nona much, but they started submitting answers and talked to them a little bit more, and found out that they actually live in Iowa as well. So that part of the point of this was to hopefully gather new people's attention and to get people to interact a little bit. If you asked somebody else for help, congratulations. If you worked together with somebody, which I don't think happened, there were only 12 people that played, but that's okay. Zen said the longer the days got, the more questions there were, the less thorough the answers became. I could see that, and which is why I think 12 days was maybe. I do think it was a little bit long for most folks. So I think we're going to cut it back to 5 days, and that'll shorten things up a little bit and make things a little bit more clear. So if you guys have any feedback, obviously I sent you guys some emails. You guys gave me some awesome feedback. If you guys have any additional feedback you want to share, if you want to discuss things, you're welcome to pop up on the stream or bring it up in the chat, and we can toss some ideas around and hopefully improve this. I'd like to continue it. I think it could be fun, and I do think there is benefit to it. It seemed like everybody that I talked to a little bit through email conversation or private messages seemed like they enjoyed it, and it does seem like people either learned something or were exposed to something new. So pick number 4. It's like the draft of 12 Days of Christmas Prizes. Pick number 4 is Lady R. All right. Congrats, Lady R. Pick number 4. And I'll be in touch with all you guys so that we can, make arrangements for everything. And I will say Lady R definitely gave the most thorough responses. So, which I appreciate. So it definitely shows that you took the time to not only just skip through everything, but hopefully you took the time to find things useful. Some of those videos, like I know a couple of them were pretty short. A couple of them got a little bit longer. For those of you that finished the bulk reef supply video, that was about a 20 to 25 minute video. There's a lot of information in there on corals. So hopefully you guys, dug some of it out outside of the questions I asked. I tried to include questions that covered a variety of topics throughout each video. And then throughout the 12 days, I tried to cover, a variety of topics as a whole, which I think moving forward, now that we've introduced the concept and found out that there's interest and people did learn a lot and did enjoy it, I think what we'll do is we'll have each month be a separate topic. So we'll focus, maybe January is focused on soft corals, maybe February is focused on planet tanks, maybe March is focused on breeding Plecostomus or something. So I know it was a lot of information. I know it covered a broad range of topics, but that was kind of the point, is to expose you to different stuff. So awesome job on that. So on to pick number 5 and 6. So 2 people that are left are Beta Aquatics and the Zen Ginger. So whoever this lands on will be number 5, and the remainder will be pick number 6. So Zen Ginger coming at pick number 5, and Beta Aquatics coming at pick number 6. So awesome. So like I said, I've got a multitude of offerings. So I think you guys will all hopefully find something of interest. So congratulations on that front. So Matt doesn't do any fancy learning. It's tough to do fancy learning when it's this cold, Matt. All I want to do is more or less stay inside. So Crown Tail's giving me crap. So if you watch the bulk reef supply video, how many people caught this? Because I know a couple people did. So I directed you to the bulk reef supply video, and that video was put on by Ryan over at Bulk Reef Supply, talking about soft corals. And one of the questions I accidentally referenced Ryan to as Jason. So I know a couple emailed me like, "Hey, I can't find Jason's answer anywhere in this video," but it seems like most people figured it out, and I was talking about Ryan. So there's too many Jasons in the fish community. But it was indeed Ryan, and everybody, everybody that responded to that day came up with the right answer. What day was that? I believe the bulk reef supply day was, send a link quick. So bulk reef supply was day 10, if I'm not mistaken. So yep. So here is the actual day 10 video, and I'll just buzz you over to it's week 35. Well, I'm going to drop a few links here. So that's the day 10 video. This is 52 weeks of reefing. If you have any interest in saltwater tanks at all, the bulk reef supply 52 weeks of reefing series is probably the most comprehensive video series on saltwater aquariums that you'll ever find. It's an easy watch. Ryan is very personable, and he kind of brings a lot of fun, and I think he keeps you engaged. And then here is specifically the week 35 video that we utilized in the day 10 challenge. So Jason, check out Chris. I believe it. Mike's another one. So obviously you get a few of us in the same chat on a stream, and it gets pretty busy. Zen picked up on that one. So you didn't let anybody down. So Myrtle was talking up a big game, saying he was going to take it all, and he was saving all his responses to the end, and he entered one day. So Myrtle has a whopping 1 point. So there were a couple people that entered, and I know 12 days was a lot. They were only able to get, like Alishan did a few days. Myrtle only did 1. So, but even if you didn't play, obviously the chance to win the big prizes is gone. But even if you did play, I hope that you either enjoyed the videos and found something new and learned something new, or you still have I'm going to leave those videos up, even though the challenge is over. I'm going to leave those videos up so that people can go back and hopefully still learn and potentially be inspired by those a little bit. That doesn't happen often, Lady R. Myrtle was talking it up like he was going to take it. So, yeah. So I like I said, for everybody that submitted one day, even if you just submitted one day before it ended, I reached out to everyone. I'm like, hey, these are the days I don't have answers for, because I knew they were interested. So I reached out to them to see if they were still, busy or not. And some people were able to, like Darlene's like, oh, hey, here's 6 at a time. So, and then obviously, like I said, David Hahn, who was one of the guys that got all of them right, he said he did a 2-hour grind. So that's a lot of topics to cover in 2 hours. So props. It was, 2 hours of your time to hopefully learn some things. I actually watched probably, 3-4 times as many videos as that, or read websites or referenced things that I had experience with already, so that I could, provide good information to you guys, because part of this was the fact that there's so many videos and so many websites out there and so much misinformation that I want to kind of help steer people in the right direction. Obviously I don't know everything, but I'm trying to steer you in the right direction of, people or resources that you can go to find accurate and solid information that you guys can utilize. Monster Fish Gal's the one been letting the dogs out the entire time. So yeah, obviously with the holidays being busy, I got busy. It was 12 days of Christmas. I didn't finish it until day 18. So I know the closer it got to Christmas, some people, missed bits and pieces here. So like I said, if we move forward with this, Liquid Rock, if we move forward with this, which I'd like to, if there's enough interest, I think we'll limit it to something like 5 days. And maybe I'll post 2 videos the first week, 2 videos the second week of the month, 2 videos the third week of the month or something. And that way you have a little bit more time to get things in. I was trying to get this to play off the 12 days of Christmas and get it done before Christmas. So this one was a little more time crunch, a little bit longer than maybe was enjoyable for some people. So is something like this something that you guys would be interested in continuing in the future? It seemed like people were fairly interested, and the feedback that I got was positive. But if it's something that you guys would indeed be interested in carrying on, let me know. And if you guys have suggestions for topics or videos or resources, like one of the videos focused on Planet Catfish, which, if you're not familiar, is a super awesome website if you're into Corys and plecos. But one of them, I sent you to Planet Catfish to hunt down some information. So if you have an awesome resource like that, or Seriously Fish, or if you have some ideas or suggestions, definitely pitch them to me. I'm interested. And maybe that would be an easy one. If I use one of your ideas and then you decide to play that month, that would be an easy one for you, right? So, yeah, it's here. So, yeah, Myrtle's never busy. Myrtle has absolutely nothing going on. He's a lazy bum. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do this. We had the 6 people that had 68 points, and then we had a few people that came up just short, and they were in the 60s. So I think let's see how generous are we feeling tonight? What do you think?
It's Christmas.
It is Christmas. It is Christmas. So we had a couple gals come up pretty close, and it was weird that most of the participants were gals. But Lori, Darlene, and I think there was one more. Nope, just Lori and Darlene. So they both came up pretty close. So I think you're both in the chat. Lori and Darlene, are you both still here? Let me know. I'm going to give you guys a minute. I know Lori let the dogs out. And then Darlene was here earlier. Darlene's here. Lori's here. Okay. So what we'll do is we can have a fight to the finish here. So what we'll do is, let's see. Let's do a print from Priscilla at Swiss Aquatics, or we'll do we'll do 2 prints from Swiss Aquatics. We'll do the 183, the pleco that I had downstairs, and then I have an L134. So 2 plecos. So what we'll do is you guys are both going to get a print from Priscilla. But those are the only 2 prints that you have the choice from. And how we're going to do this is we're going to spin the wheel because that's easy, right? You guys both earned it. So we'll do Darlene and we'll do Lori. And you guys are, we'll spin the wheel, and whoever's name gets picked will get first pick. You either get the L134 or the L183. And I'm sure you guys have seen it before, but I'll share it again. We'll go over here, we'll do this. We're going to take this down for a minute. I'm going to do this. We'll come over here. So this is the L134. And so that'll be one option. And the other option isn't even on. It's not even on Priscilla's website. Shame for shame. So the 134 that I showed a second ago, or the 183 that I showed when I was down in the fish room. So we're going to spin the wheel. And the first name to pop up will be, you get your choice between the 2. And the other will also win. You just get what's left over. So, I mean, it's a win-win. And like I said, both of these gals did an awesome job. Just came up a couple points short at the end of the day. So, Lady Lori and Darlene, I'm going to spin this wheel, and we'll see who gets first choice. And we'll see who gets what's left over. Ba-da-ba-ba. Looks like Lori. So Lori gets first choice. So Lori, I see in the chat, let me know which print you would like, and we'll make it happen. And Darlene. Darlene, if I'm not mistaken, just won an RODI unit in the Fish Fam Christmas. Bum, bum. Lori L34. Unless you guys come to a mutual agreement. So Lori, confirm that you want the 134, and then I'll send the 183 over to Darlene. You guys let me know. Unless you guys... I was hoping for the RODI. Yeah, I've got 2 RODI units downstairs, so I figured I'd let that one slide and let somebody else take advantage of that one. So, I mean, if I wanted, I probably would have given it away on my channel, which would have been a whole lot of fun for whoever was giving it away. Just know that it was getting given away again, right? So let somebody take advantage of the situation. So Lori, just let me know which one you want, and we'll make it happen. Because that's something that I can ship out pretty easy. All right, Lori wants the L134. So the L183. we'll go over to Darlene. So congrats to both of you. Again, thanks for playing. It was definitely a lot of fun. But anyway, what you got going on over there, Vibes? Just chilling?
Just chilling.
Chilling.
I'm actually looking in another channel.
Oh, really? You and me both, Liquid Rock. So I was hoping for the gimbal that Geek Boy donated, and didn't happen. So I was a little bit bummed. But Emma, like I said, Emma earlier stole that one from me. So hopefully she puts it to good use. Set of Bex. So if I'm not mistaken, I think Blake's Aquatics has the set of Bex artwork, right? So there's some awesome art in the fish fams. Obviously, there's Scales, there's Bex, there's Priscilla, all kinds of stuff. So definitely, Lori, pleasure. Hopefully you found it fun and worthwhile. Now, there's 25 of you guys hanging out here. Not everybody played 12 days, but I'm pretty sure. Does Glitch do art, June? I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
Does she?
Amazing art.
I'll have to. Let me go see if I can. Does she have a link to it on her channel? Or does somebody have a link for it? It might be on the Fish Fan page too. I guess I should go look there.
I'm sorry, I can't post any links.
Dang it. But it's on her Fish Fan page, if I had to guess. I can fix that vibe, so give me 2 seconds. I gotta find you a chat somewhere. Let's do this. Can I do this? Can I go here? Nope. Maybe. It's not working. Football list for the top list. Yeah, $100. Can't complain about $100.
It's cold here, y'all.
Pretty decent deal. Stop this. Present. Share. Go over here. Looks like Glitch has some of her stuff posted up. Little Emperor Tetra. Pretty cool. It's like a Maboo puffer. That looks like watercolor. I don't paint. I don't do really any art. But some scrimps. It's pretty cool. And then Third Coast. So I haven't seen Third Coast around in a while. Let me see. Close this. Third Coast actually does a bunch of artwork too. Maybe he changed his username. Maybe. See if I can find a workaround here. Do this, do this, do this. So Scott has some of his stuff up too. So it was a pretty sweet shrimp that he did. Pretty cool blue bolt. You can check him out over on his art pal. I suppose I could probably post that in the chat. There you go. Rob93 pops up in the stream occasionally, not super often. But Third Coast, I haven't seen Scott in forever. Pretty cool sea turtle he did.
Wow.
And awesome macaw. So he does a lot more paint type stuff, which is, I don't know, painting is a completely different skill set than a lot of the art I've ever done. I've tried to paint and it just turns out looking like a Rorschach test. No pun intended. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Only because Lady R's here. So, did you do the Inkbird video? I've not used it or know much on it. I have not done that yet. So I plan to do that this week, and then everything went to crap. So I haven't done the Inkbird video yet. So if you did, I did a live stream See, he's got some black and white stuff that's pretty cool too. I did a live stream on setting up the castle Wi-Fi timers. One of these days I'll do the Inkbird video too. So, what's St. Ask? So if you're interested in artwork, go check out Scott over at Third Coast. I don't even know if he's on. Let me see if I can find his YouTube channel. Let's see. He deleted his channel. So that's interesting. So not sure what happened there, but you can still get his art through his art pal. So I'd encourage you to do that if you're into art. I've got a ton of fish art and nowhere to put it. So I mean, I have places to put it. Ideally, you'd put fish art in a fish room, but I have no wall space, so that's a problem.
The space behind you.
Right? My wife is pretty understanding about my fish, but I don't know if she'd appreciate me putting fish stuff all over the kitchen.
Right?
So, yeah. I keep most of my fish tanks consolidated to one space, and I think that, helps ease any potential tension there. But I don't know if she'd be super happy if I started putting pictures of fish on the walls. One of these days, I'll have a little bit more appropriate type setup for it. But ink and pencil doodles. You're not wrong there. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. So I do what I can. Real cold in the doghouse. Yeah, my garage is not. my garage is definitely not heated, so that would 100% pose a problem unless I take, the sheepdog and the poodle both out there with me and make them cuddle, which they like to cuddle, I'll be honest, but I don't know that they'd keep me warm on that level. I was trying to find settings. Nope. Rules. Nope. Billing. Nope. Anyway. Plushies on the wall. My kid's super into plushies right now. I was like, what do you want for Christmas, bud? And he gave me a list of like 5 different plushies. I'm like, you have more damn stuffed animals. Like, he has a bunk bed, and the entire bunk bed is stuffed. Like, the entire top bunk is stuffed animals. It's too much. So I'm sure, of course. And then, so my folks asked me what he wanted for Christmas. Well, I think they were video chatting one night, and he was like, oh, I want this penguin stuffed animal. So they went out and got the biggest stuffed animal on the face of the planet. So I'm not super excited about that. I told my mom, I said, it's going to live at your house because I don't have room. I don't want them in my house. I don't have room in my house. The thing's like 3 feet. It's gigantic. It's like, I don't know where you're going to put it, dude. You're going to have to sleep with it because you have 2 beds in your room and one of them is already full of stuffed animals. We're out of space. Anyway, so we've been on for 1 hour 20. We got 25 people in here. So I said we'd do a giveaway. I do. Trust me. It's overflowing. I need a bigger net or another corner to put a net in because it is overflowing. And then we have to rearrange, like, Dad, can you help me get this one down? And then we'll put a few up there and then we'll get a few down. It's way too many. I'm not a big stuffed animal guy. But there's that. I said we'd give away some fish food earlier. Pockets are empty. Yep, no kidding. Webkins. So I think Webkins happened before my kid was old enough to realize it, and that was way after my time. So I don't remember exactly what the deal was with it, but a bracket for what, Craig? What kind of bracket? Bracelet. Oh, all right. I was confused. A bracelet. I was like, a bracket. Maybe you have a specific need for some kind of particular bracket, but a bracket for a Christmas gift would be a little different. So a bracelet, that makes way more sense, Craig. Are Beanie Babies still worth anything? Remember, like the Princess Di used to be like the holy grail of Beanie Babies, wasn't it? I don't know if they're still worth it. I'm gonna go look at eBay. We're gonna take a look. I'm sure they're worth something, but I think chances are they're probably just collecting dust and.
That's what mine are.
Collecting dust.
Yeah, I used to collect them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So apparently some of them are at least still worth something, or people think. $5. I don't know. I don't know how you value. Like, how do you have one for $5 and then right below it 5,000? I don't even know what this means, but this is expensive. Look at that, $665,000.
Is it signed or something? I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine. That seems a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
$3,000, $6,000, $8,000. First three of them, $702,000. That's ridiculous. Is anybody actually bidding on this stuff? Zero bids. Zero bids, zero bids, zero bids. So nobody actually wants it. People are just trying to sell it for insane prices.
Yeah.
That's right, Chris. That is absolutely right. Just like fish, because there are some super cool fish that you'd think would be worth a ton of money. But at the end of the day, they're only worth what somebody's willing to pay. Like chameleon whiptails, when they first came on the market, insanely expensive. But then people found out that they're super boring because they just sit in the sand and you never see them all the time. And they're a little kind of tough to keep. So there's not a huge market for them. So their value went down very fast. Da-da-da. I'm sure she'll want them back one day. I've got a binder of Pokemon cards somewhere from when I was in. Pokemon cards were big when I was in like 3rd and 4th grade back in the late 90s. And I don't know if they're worth anything or not, but they're sitting in a box somewhere. I haven't seen them in years. Misprints. Does that make them worth money? Like, is a misprint good? I think that'd be. I would think if it's wrong, then you'd have less value. But apparently, it's the other way around, huh?
Because it's rare.
But it's wrong. Like,
I know.
I mean, I've got a black Moscow guppy that I'm about to cull downstairs because it has 2 orange dots on its tail. It's rare, but it's wrong.
There you go. There you go.
It's not worth crap. Chance said we found some money laundering scheme in this whole eBay Beanie Babies collection thing. Dogs and cats. Beanie Buddies. I have no idea what any of that is. I remember the McDonald's Beanie Babies were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
What? Is this recently, June? $1,200? That's insane. That's absolutely insane.
Wow.
I mean, I believe it, but I mean, it's a card. It's not like it's Babe Ruth's mitt. Like a, I mean, I don't even collect like sports memorabilia, but like there's one Babe Ruth mitt. There's hundreds of the same Pokemon card, right? I remember we got in trouble, and this was elementary school, like I said, late 90s when Pokemon cards came out. We got in trouble because people were stealing each other's Pokemon cards. So then it was like just a strict like no Pokemon cards at school thing, which of course only really encouraged it. But now we're talking old school. Lisa Frank, Trapper Keepers. I never got into Garbage Pail Kids, but the Lisa Frank notebooks, and if I told my kid that a Trapper Keeper was a thing, he'd probably look at me like I was insane right now. What? I'm not even sure I could tell you what Garbage Pail Kids cards actually are. And it came out in like the 80s, right?
I don't know.
What on earth? Apparently, they're more interesting than I thought they could potentially be. Armpit Brit. Is this what we're really talking about right now? Garbage Pail Kids series. Armpit Brit. Got uptight about it. I mean, did people get offended by it or what? Care Bears.
Yeah.
Cabbage Patch Kids. I was actually named after a Cabbage Patch Kid that my mom had when I was little.
Oh, okay.
But old school. Going it way back. Care Bears. Those are the ones. People actually want these things. Is it because they're funny, or is there something? Is there more to it? Because I don't see the value other than being, yeah, that's pretty funny. What's this guy? I don't even know what this guy's name is, but it has my attention. Russ Puss. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Oops, I'm not even. I thought I was sharing windows still. So I'm looking at stuff. And you guys are like, what the hell is he talking about? Whoops. Purely for nostalgia. Antiques, huh? Ooh, Magic the Gathering. So a buddy of mine, apparently, Black Lotus. So I don't know if you guys play Magic. I don't. A buddy of mine saw one of these cards at like a convention one time. God dang it. I want to open in this window, stupid. Apparently this is a really expensive card because he saw it at a convention and it was like 40 grand or something. Maybe not this specific card, but the card at the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know what makes it so special. I don't get it. I've never played a Magic, but apparently it was a big deal. So collecting cards gets ridiculous. Karens didn't exist back in the 80s and 90s, though. I said Karens are only a product of like the past 3 years. I don't. I feel like do people actually play Magic, or do people just collect Magic cards? Chris knows all about it, I guess. Chris knows what's up. I mean, like I couldn't even begin to tell you what was going on with the actual card game. I just see people talk about the value of cards all the time. Chris, what does alpha or beta even mean? I don't know what that even is. Well, the haircut for sure, and that can disappear hopefully soon. Oh, they've been around. They're just identified and named. All right, Fish Guy Nick, thanks for stopping by, man. Have a good one. Just because they moved up doesn't mean they're growing up. June. But anyway, oh, thank God for this stream.
Stephen P. Woohoo!
So, Stephen, the link is still in the chat. You're more than welcome to come up and hang out and chat with us. Somehow we got on the topic of Garbage Pail Kids cards, which usually I try to stay on at least halfway fish-related stuff. But I mean, how could you not enjoy Overdone Davy, for example?
That's actually cute.
So like, it looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid mixed with Davy Crockett.
Mm-hmm.
And different sets. The more you know. So Stephen P stops in the stream just as we're talking about finishing up. Lurking. Well, you have good timing because we're going to do like I said at the beginning, I've got some extra fish food down in the basement. and we're going to give it away. So I can see where people could easily be confused, Matt. So, I mean, it's definitely been known to happen. But we're going to give away some fish food. So, Vibes, what should we use for a hashtag if people are interested? I'll let you pick something fun for us tonight. There's a whopping 22 people here, but somebody's going to win some fish food for free 99.
Let's go hashtag Frontosa.
Frontosa. Oh man.
Since that's my favorite fish.
You're gonna make it complicated.
I am.
All right. Now, do you have a specific collection point that's your favorite? Or are we getting too deep now?
Let's get too deep now. I mean, the favorite are the Blue Zare.
Okay.
Yeah. But I haven't got those yet.
So, which ones do you have now?
I got the Grande. Then there's one it's a mixture. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It's a rescue.
Okay.
So.
I never got into fronts. I mean, they're cool fish. I don't keep big fish. They just get a little bit big. Fronts used to be super popular in this area because the water's so dang hard. I think the popularity's kind of died down a little bit. I think people just got bored of all of it.
Yeah. Around here, they're expensive.
Are they?
Yeah.
People have a few minutes to throw their name in the hat. Night Owl Aquatics. We woke you up so to get you into the chat. Vibes wants to play.
Is that okay?
Always welcome. Oh, more than, of course. Maybe I'll throw my name in the hat.
Do it.
No, I need to get stuff out of the fish room. I'm not supposed to be collecting more stuff in the fish room. George RB3 stopped by. I didn't even see you say hi, George. There you are. Now you say hi.
So,
Lori.
What kind of fish food is it?
Darlene's, thanks. So it's the Ken's Premium growth pellets.
Oh, nice.
So I said, I don't know. I feed it to a lot of my fish. It's a little bit higher in protein and higher in fat for just to put some mass on. So if you're trying to raise up, so this is actually, I'll show you guys exactly what you might win if you're interested. So this is the premium growth flakes. I'm not going to send you 4.5 pounds. Sorry, you probably get more like a pound. That would be a lot of food. 4.5 pounds would go a long way. But the premium growth pellets, I feed these. They're good for like your juvies, but they actually have the growth meal, which is more like a powder that works pretty well too. So we'll send you some food. So I got Darlene. Ken's makes good gel food. Ken's makes a lot of stuff. So you're more than welcome to play. Not an issue at all. Anybody else? I'll give you guys a couple more minutes here. So Chris said Ken's makes gel food. So I know they used to sell Rapaccia. They offered up their own gel now. I don't know. I usually buy so much fish food at a time that I haven't bought any in a while. So if there's a new food out, I'd be curious to see it, because if it's pretty similar to Hikari, or not Hikari, sorry, I was reading. If it's pretty similar to Rapaccia, I'd be interested in giving it a shot. Coral foods. This aquafeedin sev. Interesting. Shrimp lollies. They're outie. I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm missing it somewhere. Coral food. Anyway. Awesome. Same for so yeah, it'd probably be a decent little option. If you Ken's too late, maybe it takes grungy all the time. I've been using Ken's food for a long time. I guess I haven't had a problem. I've bred tons of fish with it. What fish could you feed this food? Literally anything. So it's a pretty generic pellet. Like I said, it's going to be higher in protein and higher in fat to put some mass on. So, Chris, I'd be interested. Do you have a video on that? I'd be interested in seeing the look. Because I use just Rapashi out of the jar right now. But if you happen to have a video showing what you use, I'd be interested. Go look at Chris videos. I don't see one. So maybe you could put a video together for us. That'd be interesting. Interesting. Super cool though. Definitely make a video. I'd appreciate it. But it looks like we have all the entries in that are going to enter. So we'll do this. Go over here. Do this. If you don't see your name and you want to play, let me know. Obviously, shipping's on me. So give it a quick look. And we'll spin until we get a winner. So it'll be the Wheel of Nope. We'll slowly disappoint one person, one spin at a time. Craig, I don't think I can ship that far, bud. I can try. I feel like there's customs or something that I'd have to go through to get fish food all the way to you. You're more than welcome. So just if you're interested, hashtag Frontosa, or I'll type it in manually. Wheel of Nope. I like to call it. I might from here on out refer to it as the Wheel of Disappointment. Like I said, about every 30 seconds, somebody new gets disappointed and gets their hopes and dreams crushed. So the excitement, I don't know if it gets more and more exciting as it goes on or less and less exciting, but it definitely lasts a little bit longer. First class fish, no worries. Anybody else? Steven, you want in? I know you're here. I know you're lurking. I don't know you're doing water changes or whatever. But if you're interested, there you go. Pay you royalties. Whatever. Jeez, blow me a beer anyway. Stephen wants to be disappointed. What prepared food, vegetables, or plants can I feed my flagfish? I've never kept flagfish, which is kind of a shame. They're super cool fish. Our Wheel of Perpetual Sorrow, that might be the new name.
Mm-hmm.
I need to come up with somebody that can create this for me. Or maybe it exists. I'll have to Google it. Our Wheel of Perpetual Sorrow. I'm going to save that. Did I miss this? The Factory of Sadness. The Browns are on the struggle bus. I get it. They've been on the struggle bus for a long time. And as much as I'd like to feel bad for you guys, Denver is kind of on a self-induced struggle bus lately. And apparently they're just glutton for punishment. As far as prepared food, veggies or plants, I don't know, prepared foods. Obviously, I don't know, any of the popular flakes or pellets would probably be fine. You could feed Repashy fine. Frozen stuff, I'd feed frozen if you get your hands on it. Or you could venture out and go check out Fish Guy's place and start getting into more live food cultures if you don't already. Stan. I'll credit it to you. I'll give you full responsibility for that one. So is this some sort of like revenge now, Crown Tail? You want me to put Steven's name on there so we can all watch it come off the wheel? But speaking of starting to take names off the wheel, I think we've got everybody. We're gonna spin the wheel of perpetual sorrow and start ruining some people's nights, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So oh man, Lady R, sayonara. Thank you for coming up with a cool name for a wheel, but you lose. Almost ironic.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not sorry though, Matt. Somebody else has to lose now. Let's see. I can figure out. I gotta talk to Steven and see what we can do to make some. He's got this whole thing figured out pretty well, the music and all. Saints Dust, sorry, Saints Dust. See ya. You going? Lady R's out here. Who's next? Then Ginger. Welcome to the Wheel of Perpetual Sorrow. You also lose. Bottom vibes.
Yay!
Sorry, bud. You're supposed to act disappointed.
Sorry.
It's the Wheel of Sorrow, not the Wheel of Happiness.
Oh, I guess I misunderstood.
I mean, unless, different strokes for different folks. Bet Aquatics, you're out of here. See ya. Here you go. George, welcome to an endless pit of despair. Sorry, George. You can flip whatever you need to flip, Zen. As long as it's not at my house, I don't care. Sorry, George. Sketty Nona, you also lose. Danny, Grassbox Heroes here. What's up, Danny?
Hey, Danny, welcome.
Hope you're having a good one. Chance Larson, enjoy your disappointment. Cry yourself to sleep if you need to. What are the odds that Steven actually wins this thing? Yeah. Okay, let's all take a moment to congratulate Steven, and we can let him mope in his sorrow for a few minutes, and then we'll send him on his way.
Sorry, Steven.
And vibes come in, and there you go. So, Steven, as much as I appreciate you playing, sorry, bud. Keep going. He's excited. He gets it. It's -5. It's -16 out here, Danny, and we got 40 mile an hour wind. Sorry, Lori. You will get no sympathy from me at -5, Danny. Sorry, bud.
I'm sorry, Danny.
Darlene, you also lose. Please, I'm sorry for anybody, especially if you're in Iowa. Chris, Matt, myself, if you're anywhere nearby, there's no sympathy. In fact, speaking of no sympathy, I have absolutely no sympathy for Matt losing. So have another drink. Do what you need to do to cope. But you lost. It was almost June. She's still in the game, though. But you know who's not in the game? Night Owl. Night Owl's out. Ultimate loser. Bottom. I kid. Liquid Rock. See you later. Close 900. That's a big deal. Congrats. That's fish. Bayard, Iowa. Chris, I don't even know where that is. I gotta hold on. Let me get distracted for a minute. We gotta go find out where Chris is at. Because I've never heard of Bayard, Iowa. It has a population of about 12, which probably makes it about the 10th largest city in Iowa, to be honest. Okay, I got you. So you're not too far.
Where at in Iowa?
So he is in Bayard, Iowa, which is kind of by Des Moines. He is exactly 100 miles away, straight line distance from Mikasa.
I grew up in Centerville, Iowa.
Really?
Yeah.
Small world. I live in Sioux City.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's believe it or not, there's a few of us in Iowa. Right now, there's about to be less because I think, half of us might just freeze to death, but
right.
We'll get by.
And that's why I escaped, moved down here.
It's so cold, the Big Dipper turned into the Little Dipper. Sometimes you just have to take pleasure in the little things, Darlene. That sucks, Danny.
Sorry, Danny, that ain't good at all.
I wish I had an answer for you, but I'm not an HVAC guy, so I have no idea how to make that work. And I'd imagine every HVAC guy and their brother is busy right now and charging like triple emergency call prices. Yeah. See, Sketty's over in Des Moines. Well, east of Des Moines, I think. But
okay.
So, but first class. Oh man. But we have one more person to disappoint and one more person to make happy. And I'm honestly not sure which one of these people would be happier on this wheel because I think they'll both be pretty excited.
Yeah.
And it saves me on shipping anyway because I have to send both of them stuff anyway. But without further ado, let's see who's going to spend the rest of their evening crying themselves to sleep, shall we?
Yeah.
Da-da-da. Congratulations, June. You are the first place loser. So, Crown Tail Half Moon, I'll get in touch with you and we got things figured out and send you some fish food and some other stuff. So congratulations, Crown Tail. To the rest of you, good luck trying to sleep tonight and coping with your, lack of success this evening.
Yeah.
First class says the crisis hotline is 988 for anybody that needs to take advantage of that opportunity this evening. Mm-hmm. I'd encourage you to do so. Gas or electric? Congrats. Gas, the pilot's fine. That's weird that it's gas and you're having a good problem.
Huh.
George is going to go cry himself to sleep. Just not kicking over. I don't know anything about HVAC. I can tear a vehicle apart and get most of the parts back together, but I don't know anything about HVAC stuff at all. I have no clue. Last on the wheel, first under hearts, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even know if I've ever finished in like the top 20 on the wheel if you lose.
I did it only one time.
So, Short cycling on. I have no idea. I can even tell you what short cycling on a heater is. But I'm going to go to short cycles when it turns off before reaching the desired temperature. So it just turns off before it gets to where it's at. Interesting. I don't even know. I've got friends that do a lot of different stuff, but I don't know if I know anybody that does HVAC stuff. Not local. I know some people 7 hours away that do HVAC stuff, but nobody local. Like if my heater went out right now, it'd probably be, well, grab all the blankets in the house and we're gonna snuggle for the rest of the evening. So I hope you get it figured out, Danny. Hopefully you can at least keep it warm enough to be livable, because that would suck. Well, at least you have a warm place to sleep, Nona. Wheel of Shame. That could go a few different directions, and I won't judge any of them. Generally from overheating. So just a lack of airflow, like on the exhaust side. Is that what would cause that? If I had to guess. Like, does it have like a temperature sensor on the exhaust? And if it gets too hot, kind of like a dryer where it's got a thermal, an electric dryer has like a thermal fuse. So if the exhaust gets too hot, it pops and just shuts the whole dryer down. Is that like if the exhaust on a gas heater gets too hot or something, will it kill it? I don't know. Maybe one of you guys know. Lady R, I've got a list right here. And I will contact everybody in the order that they won. And we'll see how things go. So, Crown Tail Afternoon, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for playing. Hopefully, you found the 12 Days of Christmas event both fun and, informational, useful to some extent. So, your house is concrete and glass. That sounds like it would be awfully cold all the time and awfully hot when you get some sunshine.
Yeah. Wow.
It's like, what do you do? Do you live in you have a concrete igloo with windows or what? So, I don't know. Is anybody? Yeah, clean. That'd be my go-to, I guess. Anytime you have a potential airflow problem.
So, what's your plans for the holidays, Mike?
I'm gonna drive. Well, depending on the weather, over to the west side of South Dakota. My folks live over there, so I'm gonna try to drive over there and hang out with my family. And if that doesn't work out, we're gonna stay here. And no problem, lady. We will. Maybe get rid of this. Hide. Boom. We'll just do us. And my wife's family lives just up the road, so we'll hang out with them.
Nice.
And see how things go. So, I said the interstate is closed down right now. It's supposed to be closed down tomorrow as well. So we'll see what tomorrow evening. Saturday, we're supposed to get a little break in the winds and the weather. We'll see if it happens or not.
Okay. If you did go out, be safe.
Yeah, it'll. I mean, like I said, there's been a lot of cars. Not necessarily so much on the east side of the state, but the west side of the state, there's a lot of cars stuck in ditches and stuff. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get rolling. Vibes, thanks for hanging out and chatting.
Yep, thank you.
It looks like there's some kind of party going on over on Skipper's channel. So if you guys want to go harass Skipper, we can run over there. And there's a link. We'll go bug him. Danny, I hope you stay warm. Vibes, I hope you have a good night. Thanks again. If I don't see you guys again over the next few days, hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the time with your family and friends. Stay warm, stay safe, and we'll see you guys.